deep understanding of WHO guidelines and hands-on expertise in cutting-edge reproductive technology, Sohan Sahu will share valuable insights on the critical role of sperm washing and the intimate details in sperm washing, which is crucial in achieving fertility outcomes. Please welcome Sohan Sahu with me. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Jen. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, it is.
Chandan, you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. I welcome all the participants in this webinar. Today, I'm going to talk about sperm washing secrets inside the lab, optimizing sperm quality for ART procedures like IUI, IVF. So we are going to talk about why is sperm washing required, what are the current practices, challenges, and what are the secrets to optimize the sperm washing techniques, and how Subhag Health Tech's AndroWash is solving this problem. So let's understand why is sperm washing required. The very basic. So the purpose of sperm washing is to separate motile healthy sperm from seminal plasma, debris, and non-motile cells. It's very critical for IUI and in fact for other ART procedures as well. When we talk about IUI, it prevents uterine cramping, removes prostaglandins, reduces risk of infection. When we talk about IVF Clinics, it concentrates the viable sperms, minimizes the contaminants, enhances the fertilization potential. And when we do right sperm washing, it enhances the chances of success of ART procedures. Talking about the the traditional methods or the methods which are in current practice, the very basic method which even does not, if we talk about the very basic swim up method where there's no centrifugation required as such. So that has a limited application. So I'll talk about the practical aspects of that. So swim up coupled with centrifugation is the method which is in use. So direct swim up is, the process goes like this. We collect the semen sample in the sterile semen collection jar, and then it is mixed properly, and then the mixed sample is taken into the centrifuge tube, and a layer of culture medium is put over the liquefied semen inside the tube. And then the tube is kept at 45 degrees, preferably inside an incubator, and it is allowed, basically the motile sperms are allowed to migrate into the culture medium. So based on the quality of the input, it takes its own time. So typically it may take even 1 hour. So it's a very slow process, but it does not require much skill to operate this, because this is the very basic method. And then a better way is pellet swim up, where we first make a pellet by normal centrifugation, and then the pelletized sperm is mixed with culture medium, then a layer is put over that, and then it's allowed to migrate. So this is the direct swim up method. Then the other basic centrifugation method is called simple wash, where again, like the semen collection is done in the sterile semen collection jar, and then culture medium is mixed into that. So the proportion of culture medium which is mixed with the semen sample, so it's very important that we mix in right ratio. So it's 1:2. Whatever is the quantity of the semen sample, equal amount of culture medium has to be mixed into that. And then the mixed semen sample is transferred into the centrifuge tubes depending upon the total quantity. So as we can see, so this is the WHO guideline. We should always follow WHO guideline. People practice different ways, but that's not the right way, and this is WHO methods are defined, protocols are finalized based on years of research. So though the labs can develop their own protocol, but these are the ones tested, validated protocols. So better we follow these steps. So the sample is transferred into number of tubes based on the quantity, and not more than 3 ml per tube should be taken. So let's say if the total mixture volume is 7 ml, so we should be using 3 tubes. And then so whenever we do centrifugation, it requires balancing. So let's say it's a 4 tube centrifuge, so there will be one balancer tube. And then another parameter which is very, very important here is the RCF. People usually get confused with the RPM of the centrifuge. So nowhere WHO talks about the RPM, and technically that is correct also, because with the same RPM, different machine may give different RCF, and at the end what is important is RCF, not the RPM. So this is very, very critical. And once the centrifugation is complete, based on the protocol, so let's say here we are talking about doing first wash 5 to 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, there will be pellet formation like this. We'll be able to see. And then the supernatant will be discarded with the help of pipette. And then again, there will be culture medium addition to that. Then so it's a two-step process. Again, it will be put into the centrifuge. So this time, maybe we can club together, or we can do it independent individual 3 tubes. That is also fine. And post centrifugation, again, we have to discard the supernatants, and then we can take all the pellets together, and then the final inseminate will be prepared by adding 0.3, 0.4 ml of culture media or buffer. Then talking about the density gradient method. So basically it requires 2 different density gradients which are layered in the tube like this. So this is a high density where so this is high density 80%. Over that there will be 40% gradient, and over that semen sample. So here again, what we need to make note is the quantity again. So it's we should not put all the semen sample into one tube, as I explained in the previous method. Based on the quantity of the semen, we can decide how many tubes to be taken, and accordingly, as the media needs to be brought to the normal temperature before we actually can use that for processing. So we should be knowing in advance what is the expected quantity of the semen sample for that particular patient, and accordingly we have to plan. So if we are anticipating a higher volume, then maybe we can take out 2 sets, or accordingly number of sets of the media that has to be taken out from the refrigerator. So layering is very, very critical. So the output or the recovery of the live motile sperm depends on the quality of the layering. How good we make the layering, that will give us the desired result. After the layering is done, we are putting the semen sample, and then we put that into centrifuge. And then again here the centrifugation parameters. So though WHO does not give any specific protocol for this, it does not define the let's say centrifugation time, RCF, but the limit is let's say the simple wash has a limit of 300 to 500 G value. So G value will remain same, and then the centrifugation time we can decide based on the protocol, based on our trial. So typically it's the step 1 is in the range of 10 to 15 minutes, and after that there is a pellet formation. Post pellet formation, again there will be addition of culture medium into that. Then again it will be put into the centrifuge it, and then again discard the supernatant. Then we get the final pellet. So these are the most common methods which are in practice. Now let's understand what are the key considerations while doing sperm washing. So before we start or before we schedule the ART procedures, we should definitely have the semen analysis report of that particular donor so that we can plan or we can decide whether it's IUI or IVF. Though this is very basic thing, but if we don't do the right things or if we don't take precautions, then there are chances that the procedure may get abandoned. So we should have the semen analysis report and then accordingly decide the process which we are going to follow, like the method of sperm washing. So that's why having a semen analysis report beforehand is very, very important. And the day when the IUI is planned, before that, the patient or basically the donor has to be clearly told that he has to maintain abstinence for at least 2 to 7 days. That's the WHO guideline. Otherwise, the sperm quality may deteriorate. And another factor is very, very critical: quality of media, the media selection. We should select good quality media and tested, validated media. There are other factors also which we should keep in mind, like the transport of media, which happens in the cold chain. And when we receive the media, we should make sure that the temperature was maintained, cold chain was maintained. Otherwise, there are chances that the media has already come to normal temperature, and when it comes to normal temperature, so either you use it or discard it. You cannot keep it back into the refrigerator. So that's very, very important. And then during the storage, when it is inside your clinic, you should make sure that the refrigerator is continuously on. When there is a power failure because of any reason, so we should make sure that the temperature is maintained. If the temperature is not maintained, let's say for more than 2-3 hours, again it will become useless. So either you use it or discard it. You cannot continue storing it. Then other factors are good quality, sterile, sperm-friendly semen collection jar. And also we should make sure that the semen collection jar is having wide mouth so that the collection is proper. And also the donor should be clearly explained how the collection should happen. And like it's very, very important that the entire ejaculate is collected. Like the initial sperms are very rich in sperm. So that should be clearly told to the patients. And we should also look for the tube quality, like whether it's sterile and whether those are biocompatible and or not, sperm friendly. So basically, we can check the label of the accessories where it should be clearly written that these are biocompatible, tested as per ISO standards. So with those quality checks, we can make sure that we are doing the right sperm washing. And during the sperm wash process, selection of method is very, very critical. Like I mentioned earlier, so there are 2 criteria based on which we select the right method. Number 1 is the input quality, and number 2 is the intended procedure, like IUI, IVF, or ICSI. For example, when we talk about ICSI, we just need few sperms, so any method is okay. But when we talk about IVF or IUI, then the recovery is very, very important. So for normal samples, typically any method works. But when the sperm quality is not good, let's say the concentration is less, count is less, motility is the problem, then it's very, very important that we understand how to select the method. So as I explained earlier, swim up method, when we talk about only pure stream of method, direct stream of method, that is having a limited application because it depends upon the motility of the sperm. If motility itself is a problem, then simple stream up is not going to give me the desired recovery. So that has limited usage. Then talking about the simple wash, so though it's very quick, easy, and very economical method, but it does not remove the leukocytes and the debris. So it's never advised for IVF and IUI. So all that we should keep in mind. And talking about the RCF, as I was explaining, WHO has defined a range of RCF. RCF is basically the relative centrifugal force, which is applied on the sperms when the centrifugation is happening. So we should know how to calculate the RCF because mostly the centrifuge manufacturers, they don't specify the RCF value over the machine. They will give you the RPM setting, the if it is a fixed RPM, then the RPM may be mentioned on the label, but RCF is typically not specified. So the technician or whoever is doing the centrifugation should know how to calculate the RCF. So it's basically a formula. So RCF is equal to R omega square into 1.11 in 1.16 into 10 raised to power minus 5. So that formula is there. No need to note for now. So there is a formula. So it's dependent upon radius and the RPM of the machine. So we should calculate, and based on that we set the RPM so that we get the desired RCF. And centrifugation time. So centrifugation time typically depends upon the input semen viscosity. Though it's liquefied, but there may be variation post liquefaction. So, but there can be a standard centrifugation time also based on the validation. So that is also possible. So three things: selection of right method, calculation of RCF, and centrifugation time. So this will give us the desired output of these sperm washing methods. So here I stop. I complete my presentation. We are open for question and answer.
Please feel free to ask your question if you want. Just raise your hand. You can see the react button in your phone. You can raise your questions and we will happy to answer that questions. Or you can type even in the chat box. Hi Nikita ma'am. Hi Dr. Madhu ma'am. Dr. Smita Smriti, you have any question? You can feel free to ask.
Hello.
Yeah, please, ma'am.
How many days is required? That I mean abstinence. We knew that it is about 2 or 3 days, but you have said 2 to 7 days.
Yeah. So WHO gives that guideline. So it's minimum 2 days and maximum 7 days.
In maximum 7 days, we can tell the patient to.
Yes.
Okay. And
it's
what?
a WHO guideline.
I think I want to ask about the motility of the sperms.
Okay.
What do you progressive, non-progressive? So what is the motility? What should be the motility of the sperms minimum in IUI? Because in district level we usually go for IUI.
Right. So typically the optimum. So the WHO says that 40% should be the total motility.
Yeah.
That 32% should be progressive motile.
Progressive. Okay.
But again, so there are other factors also, ma'am. Like if it is the like the sperm quality is extremely poor, then definitely we cannot go for IUI. Right?
Okay.
So we have to refer it for IVF.
IVF, yeah.
And then when we are deciding about referring for IVF, we have to also see whether the patient will be able to afford IVF or not.
That is the main factor.
Yeah, exactly. That's very critical factor. So
because every time the patient asks us, What will be the cost, madam? You are referring us.
Correct. So though there is, for example, another threshold for deciding whether to go for IUI or not is the total motile count. Some researchers say that you should take threshold of 10 million.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Okay.
Some others say that you can do it even if you get 5 million total motile count. But again, let's say the total motile count is 2 million or even 1 million, right? And
Yes.
if the patient is not able to afford IVF, what is the option left? So maybe if you don't do IVF, then they will never conceive.
Yes.
So it's not actually it's not black and white that okay, this is the criteria and with which you cannot do IUI. Only thing is the chances of success will be reduced or will be less.
Yeah. Achha, Dr. Chandan, what about the clumping of the sperms? Should we give antibiotics?
Yeah, so that can be given, and then we can also let's say we already got the sample which there we are noticing it. Then maybe we can use mechanical method, okay, before we put that into centrifuge. So like we can use the syringe, try to take
dilute.
it, dilute it. So we can use mechanical method. And
should we give antibiotic to the patient for this clumping? If the patient report is showing clumping, first report, then after giving antibiotic, should we repeat the semen examinations? Is there any role of antibiotic?
So WHO actually does not specify like that. So maybe I'll have to confirm on that.
No, I'm asking, whenever I go for semen examinations,
okay.
and the count is okay, the motility is okay, but there is clumping. So I think we should we treat the patient with antibiotics so that further sample we can check whether the clumping is gone or not.
Actually, we should, but the thing is, whatever let's say treatment will happen, the impact of that will be seen after long time, right? At least 2 to 3 months.
Yeah.
So if we are following that kind of rigorous practice, then probably that is going to work. Otherwise, the other way or the practical way is use the mechanical method.
No, if some patient is coming to us for the treatment of infertility, though suddenly, we don't tell them at once you should go for IUI or IVF, because naturally we try to give them medicine and tell them to have natural intercourse during the fertile period. And if she is, I'm asking for that patient, should I give, is there any role of antioxidant? Because I give antioxidant, doxycycline, if there is any infections. So this I am talking about the natural conceptions.
So definitely we should go for that when we are going through the treatment. But then again, let's say we did not notice that initially, and we are directly encountering that at the time of procedure. So the mechanical method.
Then at the time of the procedure, you can't do anything.
Correct.
Just at the time of the procedure.
Right.
So I'm very happy to join this session, Dr. Chandan.
Thank you. So this is Sohan. Actually, I joined through Chandan's login. My name is Sohan Sahu.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Sohan, another question is here. Dr. Mano, I'm using 80%, 40% density gradient from Krishko and a sperm loss from Bitromade. I'm using 1200 RPM for first wash for 12 minutes and 1000 RPM for 5 minutes in second wash. The palette and sample recovery is very good, but results are 4 out of 25. Please suggest some good processing method and RPM and good media which boost sperm motility and to improve this rate. Go ahead. Thank you.
So first thing, the Krishko media, definitely it is one of the best media which we find in India. Okay, it's I suppose it's imported media. So as far as the media quality is concerned, no doubt about that. So please continue using that. As far as the process is concerned, the protocol is concerned, actually it's a misconception coming for as a tradition. Actually, people just use RPM. It's not the RPM, it's the RCF, relative centrifugal force. So with this, you please calculate what is the RCF coming, and then recovery. Okay, so two things. Why this RPM or the RCF range is given? Let me just show you. You see this, right? 300 to 500 G. So what is the meaning of this? 300, so it's relative centrifugal force. So let's say I have taken the sample like this and I simply leave it. So had it been a dead element, then what would happen is the element will slowly settle down at the bottom. That will be with G value, that is acceleration due to gravity. It will precipitate, settle down. But that will take unlimited time, and moreover, I am not handling the dead element. I am handling the sperm which is live. So I cannot actually precipitate it. So that's why I need to apply force, that is centrifugal force. So that how many times more I am applying the force is basically the RCF. So if I apply less force, then the recovery will either take more time or it will not happen. And if I apply more G value, that means though the recovery will be faster, but the sperms will get damaged. The DNA will get damaged. So that's why this limit. If I, let's say, if I apply 800G or 1000G, then what will happen? The pellet formation will happen very quick, but then the sperms will be damaged. So that is not going to give me result. So the selection of RCF or the calculation of RCF is very, very important. So what you can definitely do is, please check. So though the machine does not give you the radius, that's the actually challenge in calculating the RCF. But what you can do is, like, if you understand the measurement, you can measure the radius. Okay, let me show you the machine, how you can do this. I'm not sure whether is the machine visible?
Yes.
And then you see, so this is the center and this is the radius.
So you can stop sharing your screen, then people can watch your screen. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is my center and this is the radius, this distance. So we have to see where the sample is coming. That's basically the radius, not this one. So let's say it will come like this. It will come like this. So up to here, up to this level, there will be sample. So though different sections will have different radius, but then I can take minimum, maximum, and average radius. Even average radius is okay. At the center line, what is the radius coming? And then I calculate that. So that should be within 300 to 500 G. So definitely, and that result can be always validated, right? So Dr. Manoj, are you checking the post-wash parameters, and what's your observation in that? Chandan, are the participants are allowed to speak,
Yes,
right?
yes, he can.
Manoj, are you there?
Dr. Manoj, if you can answer or if you have any questions that Sohan is asking, please feel free to.
Please unmute yourself.
Yes, saying yes, sir.
Yeah, and so what's your observation? Are the the
parameters
parameters
the
are
question
good?
again. Sohan is asking the question again.
Okay, so my question is, when you are doing post-wash check, so do you see any trend in the quality of output you are getting, recovery? Like whether you get the desired motility or not. So all those parameters, maybe if you can share the report, we can suggest you a better protocol. And as I said, definitely we have to calculate the RCF. That is very, very critical. RCF and timing. These are two critical factors.
I have two questions, and I think these two can be clubbed into one. from two doctors who were not able to be present today. But one says, I am using a traditional centrifuge. After doing sperm washing, I still see pus cells in the final sample. What am I doing wrong? That's the first question. Second question is, how does Subhak's AndroWash ensure segregation of debris from sperm will...
Yeah, okay. Can you repeat the second question? Your voice was breaking. Okay, we'll come.
Yeah, question is here, Shohan. First question is, how do you ensure that the final sample is pus and infections free? Okay. The second question is, I picked it up because one lab technician said that pus is not being removed properly as compared to other centrifuge machines.
Right. So, this question is related specific to wash or simple wash or... Okay, so as far as I understood the question one, in that case, simple wash, traditional centrifuge was being used. So simple wash has limitations, as I mentioned at this introduction level. Simple wash has limited application. So when we are going for IUI or IVF, I don't recommend using simple wash. That is number one. And so the right method will be double density gradient method.
Okay.
Okay. And let's say if we still notice some pus cells, so that is maybe because the discarding has not happened properly. In case of density gradient definitely removes all the contaminants, so there is no chance that pus cells will be noticed there. But let's say we are noticing pus cells in the pellet of density gradient, so discarding has to be improved. Okay, coming back to Dr. Manoj's question. So he says we will get around results from post-wash around 99 fertility. Okay, so that looks to be impractical. So maybe I'll be able to comment. Rapid progression sperms will be there, but I don't know why the results are not coming. 1800 RPM. I have recurrent miscarriages. Okay, so again, so this, as I explained, let's not go by RPM. It's the RCF what we need to calculate. If you need any help in RCF calculation, you can take our team's help. And please share the results, pre-wash, post-wash results. We can suggest you a better protocol.
Another question have been asked, Sohan, another doctor, but he is not here. But he passed this question to us.
Yeah. What is that question?
The same question, but he asked another question here. How does Subhag AndroWash ensure segregation of debris from a sperm? Will there be debris left despite doing double density gradient method? And
Sure.
he said he's doing a sperm washing in room temperature below 25 degree. Is that all right?
No. So number one, the sperm washing should happen in a warm room. Okay, preferably 37 degree. But though we cannot maintain particular temperature, but definitely not in an air conditioned room which is set below 25 degrees. So there is a range specified for the basically the room. When we say room temperature, it cannot be always single temperature all the time. So the range is specified, but we should always try not to do in the air conditioned room, which is set below 25 degrees Celsius. Definitely not. And as far as the debris removal in case of AndroWash, or for that matter, let's say any double density gradient method, if it is done properly, debris, the contaminants will definitely get removed. If that is still being noticed, that means the discarding is not happening properly. That's the reason.
Okay, so we have another question from Dr. Manoj. Sir, we have a centrifuge which we can set RPM or RCF. So please suggest what is ideal. RCF should be kept for IUI.
So there's no ideal RCF, but between 350 to 400 G is good.
Okay, fine. Any other questions is there from doctors, Dr. Arpan Christian, Dr. Angela Fabian, Dr. Nikita, Dr. Bhupendra Sahu, Connie De Silva, Dr. Smita Sri? Please feel free to put your questions here, so we will happy to answer. If not, we will stop this webinar and we will go to conclude this webinar for the day. We will be having another webinar and you will get notified when we will have, and we can with new topics, new coverage.
And Dr. Manoj, if you can share your Chandan, do we have contact details of Dr. Manoj? Maybe we can connect with him, and because he has certain more questions.
Okay,
Definitely.
Dr. Manoj, I'm sending you. Yeah, no question. Dr. Arpan Krishnan said no. Thanks for the okay. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Dr. Manoj, I'm sending you hi in your personal chat here. You can drop your number here. So I will be in touch with you. Please do share your number. Even Dr. Madhu, you can also please share your number. So I will be in touch with you. Any questions here? We can answer another 10 minutes we are having here. Or suggest any topics that you want to cover in next webinar. We will be happy to cover those topics in upcoming webinar. That
Dr.
lead to
Smita
IUI.
wants Dr. Smita wants AndroWash demo.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Dr. Smita, if you want to see the AndroWash demo now, we can continue.
Yes, if you have.
Sure.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so if other participants are also interested, then I can talk about AndroWash in detail. Any other questions you need to answer? Okay, so I don't see any other question.
Everyone wants to, I think, for live demonstration, so on. So you can take this.
Sure.
We will be happy to help them to understand about the product also. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So as I was talking about, the selection of method is very important. Which method to select? So based on the quality of the semen input and the intended procedure, we have to select the right method. But there can be, let's say, typically a technician does the sperm washing in the IUI clinic. When we talk about IVF, so we definitely have the embryologist who decides. Right? But in the IUI clinic, it's the technician who may not understand the details or the technicality of the process. Like most of the technicians talk about RPM, and as we have seen, the WHO guideline, it never talks about RPM. Earlier, when there was only one standard centrifuge, that time RPM was important, or we used to refer RPM, but now it's the RCF. So let's say I don't know how to select method, how to calculate RCF. Then what a technician should do? So in that case, there should be a standard method where we don't have to think what is the quality of input, what procedure I am going to do. So that is what the AndroWash does. AndroWash is based on the density gradient method, which is the best possible method, or in fact, it's considered as the gold standard of sperm washing. So we can say that this is a default method of sperm washing because no other procedure will give you better recovery than density gradient method. But then next is, okay, so I decide that I do density gradient method. But then what parameters? RPM, RCF, timing, how to calculate again. So based on the though people have different conceptions, like this is the parameter based on which we decide. But if we see scientifically, what what should decide the RCF and time? So it's the viscosity, because viscosity decides how easily sperm can swim or travel through the medium or through the semen. So the viscosity will decide, but I cannot always measure the viscosity because there is very crude method of checking viscosity in the lab. We take the pipette and see whether it goes drop by drop or it goes like thread. So again, deciding the right parameters is very, very difficult. So that's why we need standard method. That's AndroWash basically. So AndroWash is designed only for doing sperm washing. There are only just one or two machines which are dedicated for sperm washing. Others are general purpose centrifuge, which we use for processing blood, urine, semen, or for that matter, any mixture of fluid. This AndroWash is based on WHO guideline, and it is made only for sperm washing. So parameters decided, we understand the calculation. Now comes the quality of layering. So as I was explaining when I explained the density gradient method, the quality of layering is very, very important. So when we talk about the conventional method, so typically what we do is, so in the density gradient method, we need reagents like this: low density, high density, and culture media, 1 ml, 1 ml, 5 ml. But again, this 1 ml, 1 ml, 5 ml will be sufficient when the quantity of the semen sample is limited. So let's say if the quantity is more than 2.5 ml, the sample quantity, then we'll be needing 2 sets of this. So in the conventional method, we first take the high density like this, and then we try to make layer of low density over this. So this making layer is very, very difficult. As we can see, typically it's done drop by drop like this. So like this, allow it to go there, get spread, make layer, or we can try at different heights. Then I can try like this also. But then what will happen is it will unless I'm skilled enough and I have enough time, I will not be able to make layers. If I try to do it even with normal speed, I'm not doing it fast, then also it will simply go there and mix up. This is the problem. And when we are doing sperm washing, and especially when we are doing especially IUI, time is very, very critical. In case of IVF, I can go for preservation, I can go for incubation. But in case of IUI, I have to complete sperm washing and IUI as soon as possible, because as I delay it, there will be loss of sperm count, as well as there will be ROS generation, which will in turn damage the sperms. So we have to do it as soon as possible. So this is the problem which AndroWash is solving. So what we have here is, we have a special design tube. This is the conventional one, and this is the one designed by Subhav team. And in addition to this tube, we have this microfluidic cap tube. It has a hole here. So I fit it like this, and then this sequence of layering is reversed. In traditional method, the high density is taken first and then low density. In case of AndroWash, we first take the low density, and then this is done not with the help of pipette. It is done with the help of 1 ml syringe. taken the low density. I'll take some more so that you can see it. And then I take the high density. You can see the quality of layering. How easy and quick is this process? So, how good I make the layer will decide the recovery of live motile sperm. After this, I remove the cap, gently remove it without disturbing the layer, like this. And then I take the liquefied cement. So, I can do this in two ways. One is I can first take the liquefied cement directly in the tube, then put the cap, take low density, take high density. Or the other method is I layer it and then take the liquefied cement with the help of pipette. So that being more viscous as compared to the gradients, I can do this with the help of pipette, and I don't have to do drop by drop now. I can simply release it over the wall just above the layer like this, slowly. So only this step will take time. So this takes typically 2 to 3 minutes. So like this, my preparation is done. After this, I put cap. A normal cap like this, and then comes the machine. So in this AndroWash, we can do maximum 2 washes at a time. Like this, I can put another tube on this side. But if I'm doing one, let's say the quantity is less, then I'm talking about only one patient, and the quantity is less, then I can take only one tube. Otherwise, if the quantity is more, or if I want to process 2 samples at a time, I take a better sample on this side. When there's only one, there will be cleanser tube on the side, in which I have to fill plain water. And then put it like this, close it. There will be power supply from here. And then, so here I don't have to do any setting. There is only this button. So RCF timing already there was validation done in which different set of RCF and timing were tested and arrived to one set of parameters which gives the best result. And this machine has been programmed as per that. So we have to just press the button. When I press the button, it runs at a specified RPM for specified time. After that, it automatically stops. There will buzzer sound, and then after this, we remove it, take it out, and then so as a result of centrifugation, there is a pellet formation. So basically, the live motile sperms get settled at the bottom because those are the heaviest ones, and over that there will be garbage consisting of cement debris, dead cells, the media. So all that collectively we call that supernatant. So that we need to discard. So in the conventional method, what we do is we use this pipette. So again, I need to be careful, otherwise I may mix up, or I may not be able to discard the supernatant, or maybe discarding the pellet, which is not desired. So in this case, in case of AndroWash, what we do is we just take it out and do this. So this discarding is important. We have to keep it tilted like this, and the pellet remains here, as you can see. We have to just make sure that there is no leftover on the wall. So for that purpose, we need to keep it tilted like this for sufficient time so that all the supernatants are drained. After this, I mix culture medium, approximately 2 ml, like this. Then again, gently shake it like this. Put the cap again. put it back into the machine, balance the water level on the other side, place the lid, lock it, again press this button. So when I press the button now, again it will run at specified RPM or specified time. After that, again it will stop, the buzzer sound, again take it out, and then repeat the same. Then I get the final pellet. So this is a very quick method, and if anyone has any doubt, then we can also do pipette method, like conventional. So it's up to the operator who does it. But the best way is, the quickest way is do this. Then this pellet volume is close to 0.2 ml. And to make it to inseminate volume of, typically the inseminate volume is in the range of 0.3 to 0.5 ml. I have to add the difference, that is roughly 0.3, 0.4 ml. I mix culture media or buffer. Then I load it and into the cannula with the help of this syringe and cannula combination.